from the News Channel 5 Network. This is Score on Business.
Hey, welcome to Score on Business. I'm Pete Hendricks. I'm your host today, serial entrepreneur. Score is an organization, nonprofit, focused on helping entrepreneurs and small businesses succeed. Get something to write with, because I'll tell you the website in just a moment. We have low-cost seminars most Saturdays. In August, we're having Start Your Business, Grow Your Business, Accounting and QuickBooks, and writing your business plan. Also, we have an exciting event on September 23rd from 7:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at Lipscomb University. No charge for the event. There are limited openings, so you do want to register. It will cover topics such as legal issues, business marketing, business modeling, marketing, and funding. Now, information for these events are available on the workshop calendar menu under the workshop drop-down at scorenashville.org. So, when you go to the landing page at scorenashville.org, there's a drop-down for workshops, and the calendar's below there. So, let's get to our guest today. Our first guests are going to be Brian Jones and Chris Baugher of Altus and sister company Southeast Telecom. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, Brian Jones is CEO. They are a voice and unified communications provider. They're preparing their customers for the future of telecom with cloud-based solutions. So, between your two company and sister company, you all have been doing this for 40 years. There's been so much change. How do you stay relevant in an industry that, especially now, is changing so quickly?
And Pete, it has. When you look at since 1974, when we were founded, we've gone through a lot of various changes in this industry. We've seen the advent of cell phones, the internet, Y2K, and now cloud-based technologies that are emerging. And we look at our company and organization, we've always been forward-looking, trying to look over the horizon of what's coming out in the market. But our team has got an average of 17 years of tenure.
Right.
We have over 1,000 years of combined industry experience. And it's been a very interesting company to do business with over the years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you one thing that really caught my attention with what you all are doing is that in an industry that feels like it's moving slowly, you're really looking to the cloud and what that's going to provide. And Chris, what do you see the cloud, first off, can you share what unified communication is? And then tell us how cloud-based apps are going to improve that as time goes on.
Certainly, that's a great question. So, as technology continues to evolve, we see customers and organizations with disparate systems, premise-based systems for their telephone service or telephony, video, unified messaging, which is voicemail, email, all these various applications that are running on disparate platforms. Unified communications is essentially bringing all that together and delivering it through a single pane of glass. And what we do is we deliver that via the cloud, which anyone who's picked up a trade magazine in the last 6 months or a year continues to read about the cloud and various cloud technologies and cloud solution providers.
Right. And I guess there's times where a premise-based solution is the best fit. Some of the advantages with a cloud-based solution are that it has disaster recovery built in. As a company grows, it's very, very easy to add. If they add new locations, it's very easy to add them as well, huh?
It really is. It's a flexible technology that allows for companies who may be seasonal to grow and then move their services back. But it also gives customers and companies an opportunity to stay current at all times with technology, which is a big change from where we were just 2 or 3 years ago, where companies were putting systems out on site that became end of life after 3 or 4 years and having to replace them all the time. Now companies have a chance to, instead of investing capital, to go into a more of an operating expense model and deliver very advanced communication services in an easy-to-use interface to their constituencies.
And I guess is security and cyber threats are becoming a bigger and bigger issue with older technology. if somebody on premise forgets to update the patches and all that thing, it creates okay, you know what I'm trying to say.
Sure.
Comment on that.
I'd love to. And we saw recently where there was attacks on the New York Stock Exchange. We saw United Airlines get attacked. We saw one of the entertainment companies be attacked. So there's attacks all over the place. And our technology is in very secure carrier-grade data centers and delivered securely to our clients. Our Altus cloud technologies are all FCC registered, and we have oversight from the federal government with our solutions. But we do have certain security measures that we have to abide by from a federal standpoint, and we provide best-in-class services all around the security side of the business.
Awesome. Awesome. So how do you focus, and I'd like to hear both of you comment on this. You all are really have always been, and especially now are focused on customer outcomes. Can each of you share about that and what that means?
Yeah, certainly. So anytime we're engaged with an existing customer or a potential new client, we always want to talk about impacts and outcomes, right? And so, and those are going to be different based on the role of the person with whom we're speaking, right? The CFO, there are different impacts on his business by implementing new technologies. Certainly, going from a CapEx model to an OpEx model.
Right. What's
the ideal outcome? And go down the line, whether you're talking to a CIO, CEO who's more forward-looking or forward-thinking. So it's always understanding what that customer's goals are and what the potential impacts and outcomes of implementing a new technology solution.
Okay. Okay, so kind of like Stephen Covey used to say, begin with the end in mind.
It is. Sure. And on top of what Chris has mentioned, we really work to define with our clients and integrate into their business processes. So at a department level, we understand what their businesses are looking to do, whether that's internal communications or external communications, whether that's customer-facing or vendor-facing, and how they want to interact with that customer. But on top of it, once the result is deployed and the solution is deployed, we come back and measure those systems to ensure that the outcomes that they desired are totally met, and we do that on a regular basis.
That's what it's all about.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, we've covered that. Brian, you've owned several companies in your career. This show is really for entrepreneurs and small businesses, and many of whom are not as far along as you are. What are some of the kind of lessons you've learned that people need to be aware of?
Sure, and I was thinking about entrepreneurship, and you could characterize a lot of people who are entrepreneurs who are risk takers, people who are see and have vision, have plans, who want to own and operate a company versus be an employee. But all that aside, what I see most helpful for me as being an entrepreneur is surrounding myself with better people, looking for people that are better than me in all aspects of the operations. So we have better people in finance than I am in finance. We have better people in sales than I'm in sales. We have better engineers than I'm an engineer. And if you can surround yourself with the very best people, then you're going to be a successful organization.
Absolutely, and you're able to let your ego be out of the way, and nobody can do everything the best. And
absolutely, and you have to understand that. You have to put your ego away and let other people flourish. Give them the responsibility, but give them the leadership, the vision. Make sure we're all rowing in the same direction, but give them the opportunity to go off and be successful as well inside the organization and allow that to grow.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, we're going to take a break and we'll be right back.